That's great.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to email. So this is personally one of my favorite parts. So when I was practicing, one of the most frustrating things for me, Andres, was I felt like I was drafting the same stupid emails. Every business owner or person in business or law kind of feels the same way, drafting all the same emails over and over. This is how much I charge. This is what my scope of services include. Here's how to get to my office, or here's what to bring my appointment. So we want to make sure that you streamline that process and you never have to waste your time drafting the same email twice. So basically what you can do is you can build email templates in our system. So for instance, let's say client says that you don't show up to our appointment that we scheduled on Monday. Well, I don't have to draft an email from scratch now. I can basically have an automatic email pop up. I can also do a follow-up email, or I can, my personal favorite, client owes me money. Hey, Andres, where's my money? I need my money. So you can set up whatever type of email template that you want in the system, which is not only going to streamline your process and make it really fast and efficient to draft emails, but think about it. Now you don't have to recreate the wheel every time. You have that perfect sales email, especially if you have staff members. Now you don't have to worry about, are they saying the right things, because it's already basically set up for them and you can customize it further. But what's really good about that? So is this a feature that you think would help you in your practice, Andres?
Yeah, it would. I send a lot of the same emails. I get into that as well. It would help.
It gets super repetitive, right?
Yeah.
So there's a couple other features that are good with emails that help with communication. You can have two options for sending emails. You can either send it now, or you can schedule it for later. So for instance, this was really helpful around the holiday time. So for instance, if you know a client's out of town or traveling during the summer, we don't necessarily have to email them right now. You can have it go out when they come back to town, let's say next Wednesday. You can also schedule them far in advance if you want. You can also have emails set up in your checklist. So for instance, if you always send a thank you note to the client, ready to go, you don't have to think about it. It's already ready to go. And then last but not least is going to be drip marketing. Andres, I'm sure you know all about this as like a tech and marketing person. But basically, drip marketing is a series of automated emails that you can set up in Lexicata. So it's great for a couple of reasons. One, let's say a client that comes into my appointment, right? So we do our consultation together on Monday, Andres, and then you decide not to hire me. Not because you don't like me, but just because you don't hire a lawyer. Well, I don't want to just rely on you to follow up with me and hire me eventually. I want to basically push you to hire me and do that, down the road. So basically what I can do is I can set up a series of 5 automated emails that always go out to a prospect if they don't hire me in the consult. 1 week later, hey, Andres, just want to send you some blogs that I thought might be of interest to you. 2 weeks later, hey, Andres, just want to see how things are going. I know we kind of left things open-ended. What are you thinking? A month and a half later, hey, Andres, I know it can be a really tough decision to hire a lawyer, and so on and so forth. So you can kind of basically set up automated follow-ups. Another great example is getting existing clients to hire you. So let's say you're an estate planning lawyer. I do your will, Andres, right? I don't want to forget about you. There's a lot of repeat business there available, so I want to follow up with you a year down the road, and I can have an automated email go out. Hey, Andres, it's been a year since we did your will. I'm sure you've had kids or bought a house or done something different with your life. Let's make sure that we keep your will up to date. Let's hop on a quick 10-minute phone call. Don't worry, it's free. Obviously, I look all altruistic and friendly because I'm giving you a free consult, but at the end of the day, I want you to rehire me to adjust your will. Right? So you can do that with referrals, checking in with people, just building those relationships over a lifetime rather than just servicing them for legal services and then forgetting about them completely. So there's a lot of really cool things you can do with emails. Any questions on email?
Yeah, technical question. So let's say you have a group, your law firm, you have 5, 10 people, and you have different users in Lexicata. When they send the email, who is the email from?
Yeah, so each user, and it's a good question. That's one of the reasons why each user is going to have their own license or login, is because each user will be able to sync their own calendar and email. So whoever initiates the email sequence is going to be able to have it go out through their account.
Got it. All right.
So for instance, if you have 2 lawyers, Jim and Bob, if Jim is working on client X and Bob is working on client Y, client Y is not going to get an email from Bob. He's only going to get an email from Jim because he doesn't know who Bob is.
Perfect. And then each user can have their own email templates as well?
Exactly. They can have their own email templates. You can share them across the firm so everyone can kind of coordinate together. And then they can have their own email sequences. So they can kind of set up whatever they want. They can have their own checklist and all that kind of stuff.
Great. That looks good.
All right.